Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. Well, the smallmouth fishing is grand and as great as you all know it is out in the St. Lawrence. It's been somewhat tough the last few days. Now, that can be just weather changes. It can be some of the pressure these fish got in one of the early tournaments. It could be a number of things. But it made me think that I'll bet you an awful lot of you listening out there don't know the difference between a smallmouth and a largemouth. And the reason I say that is a lot of people that I take fishing will hook a bass and they have no clue which species it is. And it really doesn't matter. If they've got a smile on their face, if the fish is jumping out of the water, if they're laughing, if they're having fun, then who cares what they call it? Who cares what they think it is? But there's a huge difference between a largemouth and a smallmouth bass. And guess what? They're not even bass. They're both members of the sunfish family, but we call them bass. But boy, are they different. A smallmouth, to me, they look as different as night and day. But even to my closest friends, Rust, who you've heard on my radio show over and over again, Rust will come on and talk about all the wonderful fishing he does. And yet I've been with him, and he doesn't know whether he's got a largemouth or a smallmouth. And it's nothing against him. I guess they seem more like each other than I might have realized. But here's one thing you got to realize. A smallmouth bass will fight, I could say 10 times as hard as a largemouth. They'll fight a lot more. They have a complete different habit, a different spirit within them. Physiologically, they're different. They're slender on average. They live in different water conditions, different temperature, different weeds or not weeds, rocks or not rocks. I mean, smallmouth like colder, deeper, rockier, clearer water. Largemouth can live in warmer water. They love to live deep in the weeds. They're a different fish. Now, when you get down to it, we've got both of them. We're famous right now. When people talk about coming from different parts of the country or the world to fish the waters of the St. Lawrence, they're coming to fish for smallmouth bass. We've got tons of largemouth, and they grow to really nice sizes, and they're super great to catch. But it's the smallmouth that are the money fish for the North Country. They're the fish that people come here to try to catch. But for me, I love them both. Even though largemouths don't fight nearly as much as smallmouths, they make up for it in the way they strike, in the type of fishing technique you use to catch them. There's so many differences, and I've said it so many times. Each, for different folks, there's different strokes. And just because I like the tap-tap of a largemouth bass, the type of water pockets that I catch them in, another person loves to see the swirl of the current and know that there's smallmouth swimming down there, fighting that current, getting stronger and stronger and ready to strike their lure. They're both wondrous. I love them both. But remember, they are as different as night and day. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.